the block. All right, so just find your beautiful cross-leg position, or you can have the legs out, whatever works for you. I'm kind of sitting up on the edge of my bolster today just to allow those hip flexors to relax. We are going to do some good releases in there as well today. So let's just begin to settle into the room with our three-part breathing. So I'm just going to put one hand on the lower belly, one hand on the chest. So with this, we'll just take our nice deep breath in through the nose. Relax the belly before you start and just allow the belly to expand with the breath. Notice how much tension you might be feeling there. I say that because I hold a lot of tension in my belly, and I never really realized it till I start to do those inhales. And then bring the air up into the rib cage, into the chest. The exhale, let's start with the exhale through the nose. See if you can get it to release here first, rib cage, which drops, and then belly. And then at the end, we're going to pull that belly button to the back. So you're actually using some muscle to do that. And just a slight breath hold out, and then we'll inhale back in. So also notice how as you do it, you can use the inhale and exhale to also allow the spine to move with it. All right, so just settling in. You might want to even do it with your eyes closed so you really start to get that interoception, what it feels like in your body. All right, let's inhale through the nose, expand that belly balloon. And then you can feel it going up into the rib cage, all the way up into the chest at the very top. Hold for just a sec. And then start to exhale chest first. Feel that drop, then the rib cage. Notice how the rib cage starts to drop down, and then the belly. And right when you think you have it all gone, pull the belly button to the spine, really get rid of all the stale air. And now here we go again, inhale. All the way up into the chest. And if my timing doesn't work for you, you just make it your timing. Don't try to stress to make it mine. And exhale. All the way down. And at the very bottom, draw the belly button in. Pause for just a sec on the out, which can be challenging. And now inhale again. Nice, pausing at the top with that big breath of air, and exhale from the top. Notice how the hand starts to drop, the rib cage drops, the bottom hand sinks, and now your hands are close together. So you might even now, as we do this, focus also on working the spine, thinking about the arch and the flatten. So inhale. Thinking that if you were on the floor, right, you'd get into your big arch, letting the spine open. The hands are further away. You can even gently press your hands further away, the bottom hand down, the top hand up. And then from the top, exhale. Here we go into what would be our flatten, dropping the hand on the chest, feeling the rib cage drop in the back. Sinking, bottom hand coming up, top hand down. Let's just do one more. You ready? Inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. Then you can release your hands down to the top of the legs. Just notice how you're feeling with just the deep breaths. Notice how all of a sudden you might start to feel some tingling, the energy starting to slow down, the mind starting to slow down. So now we're going to add what's called pranayama breath to it, which is just a little bit more movement. So just taking your hands, prayer position, right here at your chest, And we're going to inhale, and as you do, the arms are going to come out. You're going to make like a triangle and curl under. So it's an inhale, curl back. So you're going to curl back, arms are right out. It's like you're drawing that diamond right there. Curl the tail there. Now you're going to separate the fingers, palms face each other, inhale, and bring the arms up. So you're rolling forward on the pelvis. At the very top, see if you can take an extra little sip of air. And then your palms face away from you and slowly exhale, fingers to the sides, all the way down. And then you'll bring them in front of you. Almost feel like you're going to grab up earth energy, scoop them up back to heart space. Beautiful. Inhale. Exhale, curl back. Bringing those arms in front of you. Really stretch the arms up. Pull the fingers to the sky. Let's work a little more fascia. Then separate and scoop it up with an inhale. Good. Reach up from the rib cage. A little extra sip of air. Palms to the sky. Exhale. Arms to the side. You can even just visualize those fingers just going out to the whole energy field. Hands to the earth, pull up that earth energy to the heart. Just one more time. You ready? So inhale and curl them back. Or sorry, inhale here. I apologize. And exhale, release. Really stretch those arms, reach through the wrist, and then separate. Inhale back up. Reach up. Think about reaching from the rib cage, keeping the shoulders relaxed if possible. Palms to the sides and slow exhale. Fingers to the sides. Beautiful. And just allow your hands to just sit nicely back on your knees. Relax everything, shutting eyes. And again, just noticing. Such a beautiful breath and movement practice. All right, so now let's begin. I'm going to bring my legs out. Let's do a little bit of lower leg stretch. So I'm going to come off my pedestal. I'm going to sink back, draw my legs in front. Do a little bit of shake. Actually, I think what I'm going to do is maybe a little percussion on the sides. Just get some energy moving down the sides of the legs to the inside of the foot and up inside the leg. Good. And up through the groin to right below the belly and then around to the back, which would be more like your kidneys and adrenals, and then down the sides. Just one more time, getting that energy moving. And then up the inside, I'm going to do a bit of slapping here. And up and to the back. And then lean on back. Just however you're going to be comfortable. You can let yourself slouch here. Feet are about hip width. And now just first, press down from underneath the knees. Notice how the heels will lift. And then really flex those feet. Reach now through the heels, like all these different sort of focuses. It's the same move, but notice how it changes the sensation. Then pull your toes back. Now notice, does it feel different if you pull the toes back versus now press the ball joints forward? A little bit different, right? And then just relax the legs, completely relax them. Beautiful. Let's just do that again. First, press underneath the knee, flex the feet, reach through the heel, just press the ball joints forward, then think toes. See if that makes a difference, and spread the toes. Like I know I have to look at them to get them to work. And now, keeping it up there, just curl your toes under. Not so much they cramp, if yours are like mine. And now point those toes down. Really stretch the top of the feet and the shins. So keep those feet pushing down, but now just press the toes back and spread them. Is it easier to spread them in that position? And then flex the feet. We're just going to do it one more time. Curl toes. Point the toes down. Pull the toes back, spreading them, and flex the feet again. Good. Now you may need to bring your feet a little bit further apart, keeping those knees straight up. This is very much feet and ankle, it's for the ankles. So just bring it in so that the toes are touching. Take the feet down, toes down. Pinky toes to the outside, flex up. So now we're going to draw those big circles, really specific. So that's why I kind of like to slow it down, break it down. Big toes, toes point down. Pinky toes, just keeping the knees straight up. To bring the pinky toes to the side is a bit challenging. And then go the other way. So it's up, pinky toes, taking it down, big toes. Yes, really good to work in those ankles. Beautiful. And now just bring the whole leg. So we're going to do an internal rotation. The toes may cross and all the way to the pinky. In and out. Just feel that all the way up the legs. Notice what you're feeling up in the thighs. Good. Inner thigh and outer thigh as you're doing that. Good. And then just kind of shake it out. We'll pull ourselves up. Shake out those elbows and those hands a little bit. Good. And let's hinge over. We'll see where our hamstrings are today before we do a somatic release there. So just hinging over at your hips. So try not to round. And then just come over, just notice. This is just a notice. Don't try to press it in anywhere. How close is your torso to the top of the legs? Does it matter if you tuck your chin and let the shoulders and the head drop and the shoulders relax? Just notice the connection there, if there is one that you can sense. And then bring yourself back up. And before we go, just notice if your two legs right now look like they're about level with each other. So you'll see what it is before you start. And let's begin. We'll do one leg at a time, bringing it up. If you want to use the towel, you just put the towel right at the ball, pulling up, or you don't have to. Either way. So you're lifting, arching. So here's your beautiful contraction in. Slow release as that heel rolls out, keeping the tension between the towel hand and foot all the way down at the bottom. Let it all go. And just completely relax. And then bring it back up. Just notice, you might even want to notice on that first one, did you get some length? I already got some length on that one. So now I'm going to do it with just my hand. Intertwine and arch. Good. And always continuing with the pandiculations. It's like the foot's resisting, feeling the resistance to the hand, but yet releasing at the same time. Kind of an interesting combo. And at the bottom again, just let it go. Climb up. Oh, I got a nice release. Let's do it just one more time. And you guys do it at your pace. As we know, we do these 3 times each side. So if you're faster or slower than me, it's perfect. Do it in your natural time. All the way down. And release. Oh, I got a good inch or two. Did you guys get some extra? Nancy did. I can see that. I'm bringing it back up. And I'll go to the other side. And press it on down. And let it go. Whoa. And come back up. And stretching it out. Make sure to completely release at the very bottom as much as you can. So we do want to keep that complete release because, again, this is training the brain. We're going to train the brain that it's okay in that lengthened position to relax and maintain that new length. And once you're there, just let it go for a sec. So at the very bottom, you might want to just let it go, let the legs flop out, let your upper body relax. Notice again what you're feeling and where. And then come back up. Like I could really feel it kind of mid hamstrings with a stretch. And then as you come up, just notice, did you guys even the legs back out? Yeah, good. And then hinging over from the hips, let's just notice how much we got out of that. And one of the things to notice is how close is your torso now to the top of the legs. What are you feeling in the hamstrings? And if you tuck your chin a little bit and try to relax there, can you feel a cranial, top of the cranium, sacral connection? Because there is one in this particular move. And climb back up. Beautiful. All right, so now we somatically released, lengthened the hamstrings. Now, just put your feet down kind of in a low diamond. You're going to lift and drop wherever that's comfortable for you. Hands next to you. Again, this is a test. So we're going to do our somatic release from here first. So we'll release some muscles. So with your hands right next to you, sitting up tall on your bones, just slowly bring the knees up, paying attention. What are you feeling? Where are you feeling tension in the groin? Inner thigh, outer thigh. Where can you go without straining? That's just where it normally naturally goes. And then slowly release, feeling the muscles release, seeing if they're shaking, and where are they at the bottom in terms of close to the floor. Beautiful. All right, so now bringing it back up just to where you started, and now allow yourself to come forward at the waist, elbows on the inside of the knees. Now again, before you start to release, press that knee gently against the elbow, elbow against knee. Feel that resistance. So you're going to keep that resistance even as you release down. So that's just giving the brain more information, noticing what you're feeling and where, and taking it all the way down. If you're shaking, slow it even more. And at the very bottom, allow the elbows to drop, upper body to drop, relax. And then use your hands to walk back up. Big inhale. Let's bring them back up again. Notice if automatically now they might already just be a little closer without you even thinking about it. And now just again, create that resistance gently. We're not muscle wrestling. It's just real gentle, but it's enough that your brain senses the resistance. And slowly dropping on down. All the way to the bottom and release. And back up. Let's just do it one more time. Bringing it up again. Notice what you're feeling there. And let's create some resistance. And then release. And come on up again. Nice. And when you're ready, then just come back again with your hands to your side and bring them up. And then let them open out again. Just notice if you got some release there. I hope you did. I'm going to lean back now a bit, bring my feet a little further apart and do a little windshield wiper now. So that was, yeah, and just see what that feels like with an internal rotation with the one thigh, external on the other, internal and external. Beautiful. Oh, that feels good. So now let's do in the same positions, I'm going to grab my little hickey here. Now we're going to do a yin hold in what is called the butterfly position. So you choose how low you want, how much further away you want the bottoms of your feet to be. But you do want the bottoms of the feet at some point there. And then hinging forward. You can even reach up first if you want to make sure that you don't round. And coming over. So you're just going to come over to wherever it feels good to you, where you get that good stretch. Now you can use, I'm going to grab a block for myself, something just to allow the forehead to be supported. You can have your elbows on the knees if that feels good. Hands around the top of the foot. I'm preferring myself to have my arms out shoulder width, and then I sort of inchworm my fingers forward and then relax the head. So I'm also feeling this across the top of my back. And then I'm just going to put something here just so I have a place for my head to rest. Oh, nice work, you guys. Everybody's really taking care of themselves. I love that. And we're going to be here about 2.5 minutes. So just get yourself into that good place and just breathe and relax and allow time and gravity to just work their magic. When you're over like this, it is another really good time to also think about that, taking a nice deep breath through the nose and expanding across the rib cage, especially in the back, as you can really open up and get a deep breath across the ribs as those lungs expand. And then notice as you slowly exhale and relax deeper into the pose. You might find after sitting here and breathing and relaxing after about 90 seconds, it usually takes, and then the body starts to just open up to allow you to get into the deeper connective tissue. Just let it happen. Opening up deeper, breathing into it. Noticing where you're holding tension. It's nice to do some body scans. Like, oh, can I let more muscle go in my neck, in the shoulders, in the lats and the mid-back, in the hips. All right, you guys, just gently, gently use your hands, make your way back up. Gently, gently, gently. Nice, it's really important to come out of these as gently as you can, and maybe just do a little bit of a small windshield wiper to kind of come out of that. And now that's called butterfly. Now we're going to do half butterfly. So just I'm going to take my left leg, doesn't matter which one, but I'll just call it out as my left leg, as high up as you can into the groin. And then if you can lift up. I'm going to bring this here too. With a nice deep inhale and exhale, and just fold yourself over that long leg in whatever way feels good to you. Maybe you take the left arm across to the outside of the leg. Maybe that's too much and you just want to bring both hands there. You might even want to just take your torso And do a slight diagonal between the two legs. You just see what your body is asking for in this moment. And then we'll settle in here for another 2 minutes. So while this is a great hamstring stretch, we just stretched the hamstring. So I feel it also like in the left back hip and up the side. So just noticing where you're feeling the sensation. And once you're in that good position, just settle into stillness. And let the magic happen. Noticing how the sensation shifts over time. And now gently begin to bring your body back up. Move the block away. Now, stay in this position for just a moment. So my left leg is the one that's bent. I'm going to take my left arm behind me, and I'm going to push up and off so you can get a stretch in here before we move to the other side, and drop yourself down. Good. You might want to take that left arm across the other way for a moment, and we'll do it just one more time. Same side. That arm goes down. You can push. Other arm is up, lifting up in the hip. Just feel how good that feels. If it does feel good, I hope it does. And come all the way back down. I like to then kind of go into a little bit of other rotation. And then we're going to switch to the other leg. Good. So now the right leg crosses. Taking a moment to kind of connect in on that. And then you can lift up. Big inhale and over. I like to kind of go slowly on the over and say, okay, what am I feeling like? Even on the long leg, you can even rotate as your toe. Notice, are your toes straight up? Or are they rotated out to the side in an external rotation? Where would you like to get the stretch? You might even want to internally rotate that leg just slightly. Again, I'm feeling it up in my opposite side, on the bent leg side. And then once you're in a place that feels good to you, then you settle in. And remember, it does not have to be the same on both sides. Each of our sides are unique and expressed differently. So each side is an opportunity to explore. Notice too, sometimes right at about that 90-second mark, you might notice that the body is opening up like an invitation to go deeper. So that's a good time to just notice. And if you feel like you can just deepen the stretch a little bit, go ahead and do that, but don't overdo it. Still maintain a sense of stretch, but within a comfortable zone. Beautiful. And now let's again slowly make our way back up. We'll do that same hip stretch. So side that the knee is bent, taking that arm behind, shifting to push the hip up. The other arm comes up. Maybe stretching from that toe through the finger, and then arm down. Doing a little the other way. Feels good. And then back again. Down and lift the hip. And on down. Excellent. So if you are time crunched, this is a good time that you could end the session with a nice breath hold. I'm going to keep going though for another deep stretch. So we've been working a lot in here. I love this next one. So to get into it, and this is for a lot, for especially for the inner thigh and groin. So what I'm going to do to get into it easily is I'm going to go to the side for you guys to see. Coming up on all fours for a moment. And then letting those knees go out to the side. Just to kind of wherever feels good, like you're going to get a stretch. Then shift your hips back a little bit until the hips and the knees are level. And then you can drop your upper body. And if you need more, open the lower legs so that the knee and the ankle are closely in a straight line. Now with this one, you probably will need some support on the upper body so that you can really relax down into it, whether it's just a pillow on the chest or even just something to have the head on. So take a moment to get into it. This is a very vulnerable position. And so if you find yourself feeling a bit triggered, emotional, and it's too much, then just come back up, bring the knees back, and you can settle into child's pose. But it is a really great stretch to just open up in that groin area. You can also just support yourself up on your forearms if that feels better without really sinking down into something on the chest. And I love, the other thing I love about this is you can just let that belly just hang, relax the muscles in the belly. Notice if this one over time starts to get more intense, or if you're able to really use the mind to relax into it. Again, it is a vulnerable position. All right, so that's probably enough time. Gently start to come out of it. Now, this is a challenging one to come out of, isn't it? So I'm going to, for myself, slide my legs down a little bit and then push up and out. Find your easiest way to get yourself out of this one. And bringing the knees together, you might want to sink back for a few seconds into a child's pose and maybe just shift the hips back and forth a little bit, or maybe take the hips to the right and move your arms to the left, crossing it over. Oh, nice work, you guys. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, we'll make our way down to our backs. And we're going to end with a spine stretch on each side and just squeegee all that out. Doesn't that sound nice? So just making your way back to the floor. Might even want to, let's draw the legs down for a moment, arms down, and allow ourselves to enjoy the rebound effect, which is what it is called. Once you really stress those deep, deep connective tissues, just give the body a chance to have a nice rebound in that. Again, just notice the sensations in your body that are kind of coming up to meet you. And you might just want to stay here. That might be just enough, which is perfect. I'm going to go ahead and just do a spinal stretch, bending my knees, bringing them up to the chest, doing a little bit of a rock. And then I'm going to bring my arms out to the sides and just allow my legs to drop to the left. I'm going to put my left arm on the top of that top leg. And just get yourself, you might want to straighten the bottom leg a little bit. You just do whatever your body's asking for. And then just settle in just for about a minute. I like this one too because you also can get a nice release here on that IT band and the outer thigh, countering that inner thigh opening. Beautiful. And then just slowly allow that top leg to come up. And then let the other leg follow. And let that leg go over to the side and then the other one. So just making your way to the other side, whatever way feels good. If you want to straighten that lower leg a little, just breathe into it. Give your body the movement it's craving. Breathing into the top of that side rib cage. And then on the exhale, allow yourself to go deeper into that side of the leg stretch, squeeging the spine. And when you're ready, again, lift the top leg and the bottom. Maybe a little rock, and then just allow yourself to drop down and completely relax all your muscles and your tendons and your fascia. Just might even want to just move, just yummy little delicious waves that feel good to your body. And then when you're ready, just settle down into your still place. Breathing in, breathing out. Giving love to every cell in your body, thanking it. Even to those places that may be in pain or are tense. Just put your focus on those places and just send it some love. Let it know you can hear it. Thank you for working all the time to create balance for us. Sending love. Right from the tips of your toes all the way up to the crown of your head, to every tip in the finger, right into the heart. And stay and enjoy that beautiful place for as long as your day allows. And then again, be very, very careful when you get up that you do it gently. Thanks so much, ladies. And hopefully I'll get to see you tomorrow.